Welcome to the program of the Community Awareness Series of the Jersey City Free Public Library. Happy New Year to you. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you had a nice transition into 2021, and I hope you and your family and your loved ones are safe and healthy. To start the year off, we want to welcome you to the Taiko Masala Drum Dojo. They were very kind to invite us out here into Brooklyn so we could take a look at their class, the students going over and practicing different patterns, rhythms, and it's really, really interesting stuff. So we want to welcome you, and we're going to go inside. We're going to take a look and see what's going on with the Taiko Masala drumming group. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, we are Taiko Masala Dojo. We'd like to introduce members. The first piece we're going to play is called Daikagura. Enjoy. 2番手同じく大太鼓流れ打ち Okay, next piece is called Hiryu Sandangaishi. This is a traditional Japanese taiko drumming music. Has about 300 years history.
Yo. Ha. 福足再現へ
突破で大根
やー
So the third pieces we play is called Tombane Taiko, which means jumping taiko. Okay, next piece is called Miyake Taiko, which is also traditional piece.
Ha!
Next piece is called Mirai Taiko, translated to English, Future Taiko.
Mirai Taiko! Yeah!
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. This is gonna be our last piece called Tatoe Bayashi.
Yes, say ya, yes, say ya.
Yes, say yeah! Yes, say yeah!
Yes, say, yes, say, yes, say ya.
Yes, say yes, say yes, say yeah!
So we are here in Brooklyn at the Taiko Masala drumming dojo. They've been very kind to invite us at the Community Awareness Series out to hang out and listen to them perform. Before we do get into the performance, I'd like to briefly get into a little bit about the history of Taiko Masala drumming, the background of this space, which is a wonderful space they have here, and the passion of the wonderful students that they have here. So this is Yumi, Akiko, and Laura.
Happy New Year! Thank you so much. 明けましておめでとうございます。We are Taiko Masala Dojo. We are very honored to be invited to perform for the community awareness series. And so I'm going to briefly talk about history of taiko, just only in Japan, because taiko is not only instruments for Japan. Actually, you can find all kind of drums all over the world. But just focusing on Japan, those instruments came from those Asian continent through Buddhism, actually. So around the 6th century, many monks and musicians, or even those carpenters, many artists came from China through the Korean peninsula. And that's when they brought these instruments. And I heard that the style of the taiko drums used to be just about the same style. But back then, it was used more sort of like a ritual music and festivals, such as rice field or like a little Shinto shrines events and so and so. But little by little over the time, it was kind of refined to be more like a performance events for the noble and emperor, those higher class people. And during the Sengoku era, you might say end of 14th century, 15th centuries, taiko drums were used for like soldiers marching. And this was used sort of like keep their energies up and then also going to the war zone. So they really have to unite them. And this was used for not only the soldiers' sake, but also cheering up each other, because the battle zone was very sacred back then. And then after the Sengoku era, the Tokugawa Ieyasu, the shogunate, he sort of like united the country. So there is no more war zone. Excuse me. There is no more war time. So the people will start having more peaceful time. So that's when they start using taiko, more sort of like ritual or musical pieces, and then they start enjoying, exchanging cultural throughout those regions, because daimyo traveling from Edo to each regions. So that's when they really exchanged many music and culture. And then the World War II ended. That's when the occupation time, they tried to sort of banish Japanese traditional culture, and then including those music. So that's when the jazz music came into, and even the musical. So a lot of people kind of forgotten about those traditional music. And then, in fact, our grandmaster, Oguchi Daihachi sensei, in the Okaya region, he was a jazz drum musician originally, but he found, or his family actually, he found a piece of a very old music sheet from this wartime, Sengoku time. And then that's when he started creating an orchestra style taiko, which we still call them Osua Daiko, and that was the very revolutionary thing for the taiko history in Japan. And many people start using taiko drum as an instrument to like orchestra type of music. So there's no tone, but you can really enjoy the music piece, because there's so many different sounds on even a hue flute and dance piece and so on. So as you saw, there are also a lot of chimes and all kind of instruments to make a lot of noise. Well, I shouldn't say joyful noise. And anyway, so around the 1960s or so, people start forming a group of taiko performance team. And then, well, the most famous one was called Onde Koza in Sado Island. And then they came to the US, and they actually performed at Beacon Theater or even the Boston Marathon, and that's when American media start focusing on how cool they are, and they're more sort of like a muscle musicians, and they have very, very different style. So people are fascinated about this style, and then this kind of a fever and performance style spread the world. So now it's coming from originally from many Asian countries, but it came to Japan, that also came to the U.S., and then people start learning all kind of orchestra style. Taiko now in the U.S. and then all over the world. We are very happy to learn this Osuwa Daiko style pieces from our sensei, Kurashima Hiro sensei, because he was actually one of the apprentice, directly apprentice from this Osuwa Daiko Grandmaster Oguchi Daihachi sensei. So we are very happy to maintain this tradition. So I try to keep it simple, but this is the history of Taiko. Thank you.
Thank you, Akiko. Well, I am Laura, and I've been honored as an Irish girl to play Taiko in Brooklyn for about 8 years. And I began to love Taiko just by going to Mitsuwa Marketplace, which always has a festival. The summertime's there's a lot of celebration and a lot of Oban festival, and I would go there every year and hear Taiko Masala. And I was just so moved by the music. And I went for several years, and then the marketplace arranged, I guess, with sensei to give lessons for anyone who would be willing to play Taiko. So I signed up right away. I got my bachi the first day, and we started learning Isamigoma, which is one of the basic pieces that Grandmaster Daihachi Oguchi composed, and many people, when they begin to learn Taiko, will learn Isamigoma. So I fell in love and I stayed. There's something very special about Taiko. I had performed before, but this is something very different, very rooted. I think Akiko gave much of the history of how I'm just saying how Grandmaster Daihachi Oguchi took this form and brought it so an Irish girl from Missouri can play Taiko. Because I think when he saw this music, he was really moved. Though he had drummed, he had experienced, there was something very spiritual experience coming from playing the Taiko. And I think, and Yumi will probably talk more about it, it was he felt that we all, first of all, are attuned to the drums just from being in the womb. I think is one of his favorite sayings, that we hear the beat of our mother's heart. So he had a very deep sense of what that drumming means to us, and that we all have something to express. And him wanting to bring this to the people and give more and more people an opportunity to play has just, I feel I've been really blessed by it. So I think Yumi was going to talk about the passion. That's what we're talking about with
see, we can stop talking about that as we start, so I'll make it short. But so even Akiko gave a history, but even in current life, the Taiko is really ingrained in our lives. If I go back to Japan, during summer there are a lot of festivals, and I hear Taiko everywhere if I go to festival. Even winter there are specific festivals. Some regions, they play Taiko for funerals, so it's really in our lives. And the other way that the Taiko became very prevalent in the U.S. is the Japanese immigrant really wanted to preserve some tradition. So the first generation, second generation, they wanted to practice something that they learned in Japan, and then they started practicing Taiko. So we now have like the Taiko conference, East Coast Taiko Conference, West Coast Taiko Conference. This year we had a World Taiko Conference. So it becoming very universal. And then even in this dojo, we have a lot of students with a lot of different backgrounds, occupation-wise, but also from different countries, so it's really international. But at the same time, for me, this is a way to be connected with Japanese tradition. And this is the only time that I can speak in Japanese, so that's something that I really enjoy. And then what was I thinking? Feeling really just connected with Japanese tradition. So that's very important for me, especially this year. I usually try to go back to Japan once a year, but because of the pandemic, I couldn't do that, and a lot of people are just stuck at home. And so it was very important, particularly this year, to come here and then play Taiko and then have that the connection to my home country. So.
I think that's really an important thing that you said. You mentioned international. That's, you know, the power of music. It doesn't matter your background, where you come from all walks of life, and it just has the power to, you know, connect us all together. It's a universal language, I think. And you mentioned jazz, so that's very important to me.
Right.
So thank you, guys. Really, this is a beautiful moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Arigato.
Okay, so first piece we're gonna perform is called Sua Ikazuchi. This is world running song. Next piece is called G Train. This is our original song. Okay, this will be our last song for today. The title is Silver Boot.